All right, so we're live now?
You are live.
All right, cool. All right, this is Ben from Bare Knuckle Boys. I'm here without Sam today, but we have a special guest on, and we're working with the great Cody Travis again. So happy he set this up for me. We'll get into something I was briefly mentioning with Mr. Dat here, my special guest. So the reason I know about the Nun La, which is conical Oriental hat, very commonly associated with Vietnam and China and just Southeast Asian culture in general. Reason I know about that is I have a little bit of a Vietnamese audience that watches my channel. I've been helping Vietnamese people get English practice for about almost 2 years now, and it's just a hobby of mine just to help them get some practice with English. And along the way, I've learned a few things about their culture, so it's actually really exciting to get the greatest Vietnamese fighter on the planet on my show. So
it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me, Benjamin. I mean, I just got into a war 3 days ago, right? So.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's already that long ago because it's still really fresh in my memory. And I'm sure it's pretty fresh in yours as well. I guess we could go ahead and talk about that since I know you don't have too much time. But I just want to say the entire time leading up to the fight, it was probably a toss-up between your fight and the Pro Gonzalez Britton Hart fight that I was most excited for going into this event. But I have to say both ended in ways I didn't like at all. both ended in really suspicious ways. And we've actually captured some footage. I don't know if we'll be able to get that up of both of these fights, but I don't see how they judged either one of those correctly. I'm not a judge myself, but as a viewer who's watched for a little bit, I can't get into their mindset at all. It seemed like every punch that Palomino threw, you threw two more. Right. So I mean,
I tell you something. He didn't land not even one punch on me. If you watch the slow motion in the first round, and they had him winning, I was landing punch on him in the first round. That's why he was so scared to engage with me, because I landed some really good shot in the first round. He thought he was going to be able to bully me and walk me down, but he didn't even land one punch, and it was surprising. One of the judges had it 5-0. So
I can't believe that. That was the most shocking of all. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I can understand maybe a little leeway towards Palomino if you were watching at the wrong angle, but I do not understand at all how anyone could give that a 5-0 at all. It is just pure. I can't call it as anything but corruption. It pisses me off as a fan.
I think the mob was involved, and they placed a lot of money on him to win. Even the guy that messaged me, he's one of the founder of the big yacht company, and he says he inboxed me. He said, "I got $20 million, and I bet $1 million on you to lose."
Was it 25,000 as well?
That's the same. That's the same guy. That's the same guy. So he's some shady guy. So he brag about, I got 20 million in my account, and I bet on $1 million on Palomino to win, and putting me down. And I said, you want to play $25,000? Let's bet. Let's do it. I'm a man of my word. You can take it out of my purse. If not, I can wire it, whatever you want. I got money.
Yeah, when I saw that before the fight, I was like, oh yeah, you should definitely take that. There's no way that you're gonna lose in round one.
He basically, if he's a big baller, then he should live up to his word and pay up, because like I said, if I would have lost, I told David, I said, look, if I lose, you can take it out of my purse. You know what I mean? I'm a man of my word. Like I said, those guys are not even worth mentioning because they're not honorable people. And like I said, I'm an honorable person,
Right. Well, I think they are actually worth mentioning in the fact that they need to be brought to light for what they are. They're criminals.
Right.
They're ruining the sport.
Right. Like I said, if you're gonna inbox me and you working, you gotta realize he worked Palomino's corner.
Yeah.
So at the end of the post fight, you see him on TV, smiling. He probably, but obviously he wanted to do a $25,000 side bet. I accepted it. I said, look, let's go. Send me whatever you need to send. And if you want any kind of proof, David Feldman has my purse. You can take that. I'm a man of my word. If you want me to wire sign anything, I do.
Right. Is there any way to launch an investigation into maybe a corruption charge on these judges? Because
You know what? You know what is funny? Because my son, he was sitting ringside, right? He had a
yeah,
ringside table,
yeah,
and he saw Palomino coming out. He saw Palomino coming out of going out to talk to some of the people at
and
the
he was like
ringside.
hugging and kissing the judges, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, somebody
Yeah,
mentioned it on my comment, and my son was like, "Yeah, I saw that too. That's crazy." Like, like he came in out there and giving people hugs and stuff like that in ringside. One of the judges, so a couple of the judges, like, obviously, like this is terrible. I mean, and another thing, my son, he's 13 years old. He don't lie, right? He
yeah.
said that he saw his girlfriend, Palomino's girlfriend, was crying because she thought he lost. Like she
Yeah,
was sitting there. Like, so obviously I thought I won, it's just terrible, man.
I thought for sure you won. I was like, because I had made a bet on you too, because I
Right.
was pretty
Hey, look,
confident you were gonna win
I
that.
bet, I bet on the 25,000 on that guy, and also bet on myself as well. And
Yeah.
it just shitty that the
Yeah,
decision was on my
I
side.
was just like, all right,
You know what I
I've
mean?
made money. I was checking my Bet Online app. I was like,
Right.
all right, when's the money coming in? Then I heard the
Yeah,
verdict. I'm like, what?
bro, you don't even know how many people that is close to me. They put a couple $100,000 down, and I just feel sad that I fought out. And it just, I thought I had it in the pocket. 4-1. I give him one round. With the fourth round, that was it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And you cannot win a fight by the last 10 seconds of a round and think you win the fight. I was dominating every single round. Like
Yeah,
I said,
I actually rewatched the fight because I thought
if you
maybe I was just being biased because I had money on the line and
right,
maybe I
right,
was seeing things I didn't want to
right,
see. But then I watched it really closely and I'm seeing the
right.
same things I saw the first time. I saw you win.
Right. I never saw the fight until yesterday for the first time. Yesterday,
Yeah.
I watched it for the first time yesterday on on the TV, and I saw it, and just exactly the way I felt. You know what I mean? It was even clearer. And then
Right. Would you say that the only round you may have lost would probably be round 4, right?
right, right. It was
Yeah.
around round four because he landed one good punch on me, and,
Yeah.
and I was trying to get him back. He was running. I'm telling you, it's easier to run than engage. You know what I mean? Like I said,
Yeah.
it's hard to force somebody to fight if they don't want to fight. And I was trying to
Yes.
make the fight. I was trying to close the distance and force him to exchange with me.
Yeah.
Obviously, he don't want that. At first, maybe first round he wanted, but he felt my power. Because if you watch the first round slowly, I hurt him. I wobbled him for like one split second, and then he from then on he's like, oh man, I got a lot of power. So he started be on his bicycle. He was running a marathon the whole round.
Right. I don't
Like I
understand
said,
where that
I
is.
tell you the reason why he was able to land that shot on me in the fourth round, because in the third round, what is, I think, 1 minute 26 seconds, right? That's when I get the headbutt. I get headbutt, and that clash over that cut my left eye, and blood was gushing down. So it
Yes.
blocked my vision. So as blood keeps gushing down, round four,
Is that cut still
and
there on you?
yeah, the cut is there. It got stitched up. It's healing good.
Yeah.
But that headbutt, that was one of the headbutts. He headbutted me a few times, but you know what? The only way that people gonna like know what I'm talking about is by showing the real footage. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna cut the footage out and put it in slow motion. Because if you watch in real time, you cannot see it unless you
No,
like really
I need to put
meticulous
it in
with it.
slow motion. We had
Yeah.
to put it the
So
Melvin Garrard controversial like where he missed him. We had to put that in
right,
slow
right.
motion before we actually saw it. But
Right.
like if we put it in slow motion, I think it's going to show exactly what you're saying.
Right, right. See, like his face was pretty swell up, and then he put a face on my face, and he said, "Look, my face was swell up for most of his headbutt." You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
tell you, round one he didn't even land one punch on me. Round two he landed one jab on me. Round three he landed maybe one jab, one jab. Round four he landed one jab and one right hand on me, because I know I'm the fighter. You know what I mean? Round
Yeah.
five maybe he landed 2, 3 punches during the exchange, and I landed a couple of shots on him too. I'm a fighter. So the whole fight, you land in less than a handful of punches, and you expect to be a champion. That's not what real champions do. Real champions goes in there and fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, I came up 20 pounds. I moved up 20 pounds. Like I said, by fight time, I was weighing less than 150. And I like I said, I got a cut, so that was unfortunate. What happened? And you know, my knuckle, you see my knuckle is swollen. You see how swollen that is?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
I see it.
that means I hit him because I thought I broke my third knuckle here. I mean, it's
Yeah,
swollen.
there
It's
was a
hurt right
moment in
now.
there. I was like, oh, he broke his hand, but you
Yeah.
kept on throwing it, so I was like, oh, maybe he didn't break
Yeah,
it.
you know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm the type that I can take pain. You know,
Right.
when they hit me, like that's why when I fought Bedford, oh man, Bedford didn't run as much as this guy. This guy was even more of a runner.
Yeah.
You know, I give Bedford more respect than this guy. This guy was, he basically fought scared. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, I
not a
mean, I
real
would
champ.
give
He
all
fought
of
the
your
big game.
opponents more respect than this guy.
You know, like I said, you know, at first I liked it, the guy, but you know, once I get to see his real personality, he belittled me, and you
Oh
know,
yeah, the press conference, that pissed me off.
and another
It's like
thing is,
there's one thing with promoting a fight and like
right,
trying to create a little animosity, and there's another thing just showing total disrespect. And what he
right,
showed was total disrespect, no class. If I were to
right.
sum up this entire the entire like last three fights of the whole
Right.
night, I would actually describe it as probably the most disrespectful night in BKFC history.
You know, another thing, you know, I like bare knuckle. I know David really well. I know David from before he started bare knuckle FC. You know, David Feldman, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, lately, like, you know, if you watch all my footage video, they never post any footage of me hitting the guy. Most of the time, the guy is hitting my face. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, like a lot of my fans messaged me and said, "What the hell?" You know, why is BKFC like trashing you like that? You know, so it made me feel really bad. You know, like I said, look, David, I haven't spoke to him yet. You know, he said he was gonna give me a call today. He's on a plane, so hopefully he does because you know, I feel like I'm not getting treated right. You know, with BKFC, you know, they
Yeah.
feel like they're not promoting me correctly. They promote Palomino, they promote everybody else. I'm just like the wild card that's going there and ruin their plan. You know what I mean?
No, but you've been there since the beginning.
Right. You know, like I said, David is the man, but the people that is operating like you know, operating
The
the
marketing team.
company, you know, yeah, like I don't know, man. They must have some hate towards me or something. Like I'm the only Asian fighter, and you know, like I said, I put my heart and soul into this company where I fight with my wholehearted, you know, and
Yeah.
like I said, when I'm with a company, I want this company to grow and succeed. You know, so that way I can succeed along with them. You know, why do you think I took the fight with Palomino? Because Palomino is one of the champions that nobody wants to fight. You know,
Yeah.
I'm the one that's I'm a champion at 135. I'm moving up 2 weight classes to fight in. You know what I mean? That creates a lot of interest. I think this is one of the most talked about fight in BKFC since its history. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Right.
You mean leading up to it? It was one of the most talked about fights.
Well, you know, because
Maybe
a lot of people were curious about how I would do with moving up 2 weight classes,
two weight
and I'm a
divisions.
champion.
Yeah, this is like way
Right.
above. I probably most people might have thought that the odds would be stacked against you, and I think the
Right.
way that MGM had the odds, I think it was probably the odds were fair for what you were doing. But I
What
expected
was
you to go
what
in there and beat them.
what? So MGM has the odd on me. What was
Oh
the
yeah.
MGM brand?
Oh,
The
did they?
casino? I don't know, but that's why I asked
Bet
you. I'm pretty
Online
sure.
did.
Uh-huh.
You
They
were plus 105, so it wasn't a huge difference, but
right.
they did have
Well,
you as the underdog, which you probably should be since you're fighting two weight divisions up.
you know, when I bet it on myself, I was plus 115. So I
It
put a grand on
changed, yeah,
myself. I put a grand on myself, and then I put another grand on myself, and then the odd changed to plus 105. So I
yeah.
put another grand on myself. So you know what I mean? Like I said, I wanted to put at least 10 grand, but the maximum bet was 1,000 per bet. It was
Oh,
ridiculous. You know what I mean? I was
it's
like, what kind of
ridiculous.
shit? I want to put at least 10, 20 grand on myself. You know, I was very confident. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, I would
but
be confident if I were you too.
you know, like I said,
You worked your ass off, and I think your training did pay off. It's just unfortunately we had some corrupt judges down in Florida. Looked like they were
you
paid
know,
off.
I tell you something, you know, like I basically self-trained for most of this camp. I had a friend who helped push me, you know, who worked my corner, who basically was holding some pads for me every often. And then, so basically this whole camp, I trained by myself. My last 3 fights, I did it all by myself as well, you know.
Yeah,
And you know, another thing is I don't like what Palomino was doing because the whole time the contract was sent to him, but he was playing like he wasn't gonna fight. And
yeah,
then like 4 weeks before the fight was gonna be announced, like 4 weeks before the fight really happened, you know, he was basically training in silence. So he basically didn't want me to be training. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
wasn't training seriously. I mean, I was going to the gym, you know, 2 days a week, but I wasn't training seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when the contract was confirmed and sent to me 4 weeks before the fight, November 12th, that's when I started training seriously.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, like I said, I made a couple mistakes. A lot of people don't know this, but I was using the sauna in my room. I had a portable sauna. I was in the sauna for 15 minutes, and I think that's why my legs were very tired during fight. Because basically at 6 o'clock, I wanted to break a sweat, right? Because I was like, man, maybe I break a sweat, I'll feel a little lighter. Because you know, I'm not used to carrying all this extra weight, you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to sweat it out, but that was the wrong thing to do.
You should
Sweat,
have
because
kept
when
the
you go
weight.
to right. What
Yeah.
happened when I went in the sauna and that got me tired. So basically that's like a whole workout itself, you know?
Yeah.
But like I said, you learn, you live and you learn.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. So,
But I thought that, right.
what do we do about it? Is there any way to file an appeal or request an investigation of those judges? Because if I were you, I would see about
You
doing
know, man,
something like that.
I mean, if you look online, and there's like 99% of the fans said I won. I mean,
Yeah.
99% of the people on BKFC said I
You
won.
said you
So
watched your own fight. Did you also get to watch the Pearl Gonzalez versus Brittany
no,
Hart fight?
see, I didn't get a chance to watch those yet. But like I said, I only watched my fight, and I watched it really closely. And I thought I won 4 rounds to one, 4 rounds to 1 round of his, which basically I gave him the fourth round. The fifth round, he wanted maybe he you know, like you know what, he's a dirty fighter because I'm not used to being dirty where you can hold a guy's. Because basically, if you look at the last 10 seconds, he was trying to push my head down and hit me. So how do you get away from that? You get close to him and grab his body and turn around, right? So that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying. He was pushing my head down, and then he was complaining about why I grabbed his short. Look, you know, if somebody pushed my head down and try to push me to the floor, I'm gonna try to resist and come to you and take a double leg.
Yeah, when that was happening,
you know
my
I mean?
co-host, who's normally here with me, Sam, he was like, "Is that legal?"
You know, he was pushing me down, like trying to push me to the floor. What the hell, you know? And I mean that's legal, but then
Yeah.
don't be mad at me if I'm trying to come to you and grab you by the foot to get some leverage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, I was blind at that time because the blood was in my eye from the head clash in the third round. If you watch the third round, I have a video on my Instagram. You can see it because I was at that moment. That's when the blood started to gush out. He didn't land no punches on me at that second. And then that's when I felt the blood start dripping in my face. I was like, wow, this is terrible. So I know it wasn't from a punch because he didn't land no punch. And you can watch that slow motion, that exchange is 1 minute 24 second, 1 minute 24 second. So basically, it's the first 36 seconds in the round number three, and that's when I get my cut in my eye, my left eye. That's when it
Yeah.
split right open from the head clash. And
Yeah.
then since that point, it kind of blocked my vision, and you know I couldn't see his punch. I couldn't, you know, as fluid. You know, that's
Yeah,
why he
it
landed
was
a few punches.
noticeable.
Yeah,
But I mean,
and
you were still even all that considered, you were still doing fantastic. I mean, considering one of your eyes was basically covered with blood, it's amazing you performed as well as you did after that point.
right. You know, because like I said, I come to fight. Like I said,
Yeah.
I told David, look, I'm here. I come to fight. I say what I'm gonna do. I'm a man of my word. I said I won't run. I'm gonna sit there and bang. You know, and then Palomino, yeah, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kill this guy. You know. If you watch all his post fight, a lot of people probably don't know and they don't understand why I am the person I am. He you know, leading up to this fight, it's been 9 months, and he talked so much bad thing about me. He said he would kill me. You
He
know,
said he
would
would slap you, right? That's real fucking mature.
yeah. You know, he inboxed me and said he would slap me. Who would do that? Like that's like trying to build. I would never do that to another person. You know what I mean?
That's like
Like,
some fucking Xbox Live shit, though.
you know what I mean? I mean, if you want to
The
say
internet
something like
tough
that,
guy.
you know, if you want to talk trash, talk it in public comment. Say, look, slap me in public comment. Don't say that shit in inbox. You know, when you inbox somebody, that means it's between you and them. You know what I mean? That's like trying to bully somebody and nobody else know about it. If
Did
you
he
want to bully
inbox
me,
you other
bully
stuff
me.
before that, or was that the first thing he inboxed you?
That was the first thing he ever inboxed me. I mean, I still have, you know why? Because he blocked me after that. He blocked me. So, but I was very clever. Do you know what I do? I screen record all the matches because I know eventually he was gonna block me because I was the kind, telling his bluff. You know what I mean? I was calling his bluff.
Yeah, like go
So
ahead, make my day.
right, I said, look, let's make this fight. You know what? You said you're gonna slap me. Let's make this fight. And guess what? I showed up at the BKFC 19 to see if he's gonna be there and see if he's gonna slap me. And obviously, he know I was gonna be there. He trying to avoid me, so he didn't come.
Yeah, I guess he just wanted the clout of beating the best.
Like you said, like I said, he's already claiming himself to be the GOAT and this and that, and he has some
Right.
success. He has a lot of followers, like almost 100,000 right now, and he having all these sponsors that's jumping in on him. I understand, go ahead and do your thing, but don't belittle me. If you belittle me, I'm gonna come after you and call you bluff. So
Yeah.
that's what he did 9 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. And if he's gonna use this as like some sort of point of pride later on in his career, he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, look, I beat Dat." I mean, this is not the way you want that, because this is a very controversial decision he got here. And no one, a lot of people for years after this are gonna look back and say, "I don't know about that one."
Look, the beef with me and him hasn't resolved because you know what, he's a piece of shit. I think because at the end of the fight he pushed me. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I said, look, the reason why you grabbed my head, that's why I grabbed your short. That's why I said at the end of the fight, I said, look, you pushed my head. That's why I grabbed his head. And I said I pushed the head. Why do you think I grabbed your short? I didn't grab your short. I basically was trying to grab your feet. And that way I can get some leverage, so that way I don't get pushed down to the floor. He was trying to push my head and trying to with that dirty clinching shit. I should have grabbed and hit him in the ball, but I'm not a dirty fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, do you think the headbutt was accidental, or do you think there was actually some strategical thought behind it?
The headbutt was accidental.
Okay.
The head clash, the one that cuts me open, it was
Yeah.
accidental.
Okay.
Because I watched the replay and it was accident. It was so fast, nobody can see it. That's why I asked Dave. David Feldman has all these cameramen. They can see all the angle. And
Right.
but guess what? They do not want to show that part that I got cut from a head clash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they want to show him hitting me. The whole fight, he landed one uppercut. The whole fight. That's the only punch that landed on me, and they gotta show that highlight. What about all my punch? I landed twice or 3 times more punch on him. If you look at
you did, but the weird thing is at the end with the statistics they have, it doesn't look right. I want to go in with like a clicker or something and click every time you hit, because I remember distinctly, especially in the early rounds, every time he would throw one punch, which kind of looked like it would hit you, you landed at least two that like clearly nailed him in the face.
I'll tell you something. I'm fighting against the whole company here. The only person that is on my the only person that is on my side in BKFC is the owner, David Feldman. He is a friend of mine. That's the reason why I fight for this company and help him.
He's really the only one. There's no one else over there that's.
Well, basically, he's the owner. He's the one. He's the boss. But guess what? Everybody that works under him, they don't like me. You know what I mean? They don't like me. As you could see, everything on social media. Everything on social media. As far as the walkout, they make me walk out like 20 minutes before I fought. They made me sit in. Right, same thing. They made. I mean, I don't want to complain, but I hope David Feldman understands. Because I'm gonna call David and say, look, David, I know you are not the one that's doing this, but the people that work for you, they are trying to fuck with me. They basically make me walk out from the locker room when the first round of the Pearl Gonzalez fight. The fight is at least 15, 20 minutes long. Why you have me walk out this early when I'm trying to warm up and break a sweat? And secondly, there was no space for me to warm up. In the walkway, it was like 6 foot, 5 foot apart, and people and then Palomino's team is pushing out all this damn drum and moving back and kind of move to the side. So, I mean, this is full of shit, man. They're trying to ruin my concentration. And like I said, if you don't want something to happen, tell me in advance. Don't wait till they did the same thing when I fought Bedford. They had no locker room for me. They made me use the bathroom. I mean, the fans need to know this. You know what I mean? Because I don't like to talk about those things. You know what I mean? But like, man, enough is enough. Stop treating me like shit, man. I'm here trying to help you build this company and help you grow. And
Is this
the
some
people
kind of
that work.
revenge thing for you not defending your title or whatever it was that they mentioned
Yeah,
earlier?
well, I got a lot of hate from bare knuckle. Everybody, basically, basically, I got a lot of hate from a lot of haters. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm the person that I am. I don't kiss asses. You know what I mean? I'm not Reggie Burnett. Kissing
Yeah.
everybody's ass. You know what I mean? Bedford is more of a stand-up guy. I like Bedford, but I've been that person throughout my whole life. That's why a lot of people don't like me because I speak it the way I feel. And like
Well, that's
those
why
guys
people
in big,
should like you. You say it how it is.
like people in BKFC, like they have this power trip now because the company is growing so rapidly. You know,
Yeah.
uh, like they stopped my wife from coming in to walk into the locker room with me. You know what I mean? This is my family, man. You know what I
Really?
mean? Well, yeah. I mean, this is a fighter, right?
Yeah.
I'm fighting the comment. I'm selling $30,000-$40,000 worth of ticket sales. Oh yeah,
Yeah, for
over
sure.
here, and my wife is the one that's doing all the ticket sales, et cetera, et cetera. Give some respect to me and my family, man. Just let my wife come into the locker room
I don't see
and
why
they
that's a
stopping
big
her.
deal.
They saying that the commissioner online bullshit, full of shit. And guess what? When I went into the locker, everybody have the whole bunch of people in their locker room. You know what I mean? They're playing this with me. Come on.
All the drum people and shit.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
everybody in the locker room, and here you preventing me. Only my and guess what? Those the trainer that I have, those are my friends. They only show up for that day to help me. You know what I mean? Because one of my friends is Mark Kelly. He lives in Miami, and my other buddy is Sergio Shindra, and Ruben Benitez is my sparring partner, and he's the one that helped me with my corner and my disc fight. He helped
Yeah.
push me. So those are my friends. So basically, I self-train. I train myself in the restaurant. Uh, like I said, a lot of people don't understand that. As a fighter, you want to help this guy build the company and get the love from the fans. But at the end of the day, I got so much hate from everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's gonna happen going forward? I guess obviously you need to negotiate something with David Feldman and get things figured out with this last fight. But do you
You,
do you
you
want
know,
to step back in like the next 6 months or
I, I tell you something. Look, David said, look, he wanted me to defend the title against Reggie Burnett, right?
that would be a better fight?
Right. Look, and guess what? I said, look, David, I'm gonna beat Reggie Burnett. He don't stand a chance at me.
You're
What's the whole
right. He
point?
doesn't, but
I tell you the whole story. So I want the biggest fight possible. Why don't you let me fight Adam Labov or Jason Knight for the 145-pound title? And David asked those guys, and for some reason it wasn't available. So I said, look, since Palomino been talking a lot of trash, he belittled me. Let's make this fight. Let's make this fight. And guess what? I get paid the same amount of money to take on the Palomino or taking on Reggie Burnett. You know what I mean? People think
right,
like, oh, I'm asking for big money to fight a bigger guy. Look, I said, look, I'm getting paid the same amount to fight Reggie Burnett, which is an easy fight, or
yeah,
fight one of the champions, 20 pounds heavier for the same amount of money. You know what I mean? So you see that
yeah,
I'm coming here to help this guy build this, to help David build this company, and not asking for crazy money. Look, the same amount of money they're gonna pay me for the fight Reggie, I'm getting paid the same amount of money to fight Palomino. So I mean, who can talk shit about me saying that I'm scared of this guy and trying to avoid this guy? I would have killed those guys. You know what I mean? You already see how I fought Palomino, so there's no question to be said.
yeah. You probably would have, but man, I mean, I don't know Reggie Barnett well enough, but I've talked to the
You know,
man, and he seems so chill. I don't think he would pull any of this shit that Palomino pulled. Like, I don't think he
right,
would
right,
be up
right.
there
Yeah,
bribing
yeah.
judges. We don't
I
know if
think
that
it's pretty
happened, but that's what it looks
right.
like it happened.
I like Reggie at the beginning.
Yeah,
I don't have no hate towards Reggie, but like I just hate the fact that his family goes on social media and say that I'm scared of him. Nobody's scared of you, my friend. You know what I mean? At the end of
Reggie
the day,
Barnett's family says that you're scared of him.
him and his family calling me all kind of names. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It gets personal. It gets to a point where I hated Reggie Burnett so much and I hated Palomino so much. Those are the two guys that I wanted to beat up so bad. And fortunately, I was able to fight Palomino. But like Reggie already lost to Bedford, and Bedford beat him again. So what's the whole point of fighting those guys? Those guys. like I said, if I fight 135, don't provide a challenge for me right now, unless they have somebody, a new champion. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
if I were to fight Bedford again, I think the fight will get a lot easier. You know, people can think otherwise, but like I said what I was gonna do, and I did it. You
Right.
know, I said I would go up to Palomino and I make him run. And did I make him run? Yes, I
Absolutely.
did. You know what I mean? I like I said, because I've been a trainer for 10 years, so I see the fight before it plays out. You know what I
Right.
mean? I look right through the fighter and I study every single movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I,
You kid there.
you know, like I said, a lot of fighters they didn't like me before, but they respect me more now that I said I was gonna do against Palomino, and I did it.
Yeah.
So you know, after this fight, I think I gained more respect from some real fighters. You know, a lot of people said, "Oh, why am I crying about this?" You know, I'm not crying about nothing. I just said this is corruption in this in this, the judging. How can
That's what
somebody
it
have
looks like.
judges
And after seeing that, I
5-0?
wouldn't trust a Florida judge any farther than I can throw him.
I'm telling you, a lot of them probably got bought out by somebody. But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, those judges get paid like what $250 to show up to a fight. And if they get offered $10,000 to score for the other guy, they probably would do it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, money talks, man. And
Right.
it's sad because you know bare knuckle was so good without the controversy. You know, the scoring was correct, and all of a sudden it got corrupt now. Because anytime there's betting odds involved, you know, it's always corrupting because money does the talking.
Yeah, it seems that way, man. It's ruining the sport, like we said earlier. Yeah. There were other things that happened too. I don't know if you're aware of, and they seem to happen all the time now. They didn't used to happen, but there were technical difficulties throughout the night. Everyone's app shut off at one point when
Right,
I'm forgetting his name, but the pink-haired guy fought the other dude.
right,
When that happened, it was a solid disconnect for probably like at least 5 minutes for some people. It was 10 minutes for us before we got it back
right.
on. And we're having audio issues like every single event. We're having and the toe the line. I don't remember if you saw toe the line a few months
Yeah,
ago.
I saw it.
The
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
thing, the audio was messed up on, and they never were able to fix it during the live event. So I
Right,
don't know what's going on. Like why the decline in the quality of the
right.
productions going
You know,
when you think they're do better.
right. Before the David's company is going so rapidly. He got you know Shaq as an investor. He got Pitbull as an investor. So you know he got a lot of capital behind him now. So you know hopefully he can upgrade his equipment. And like I said, the audio issue has been multiple times because I noticed those too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, I hope that you know you can bring it towards David's attention. So because David is so busy right now, everybody wants to get
But even
involved.
David must
You know,
notice these issues because they're happening every event.
right. And, you know, like I said, the people that is working for his company, you know, you got to realize he's starting a company from zero, from nothing. You
Yeah.
know, and it becomes such a big growing sport so rapidly in 3.5 years. And you know, like I said, I told David in the future you're gonna be a billionaire, and he knows it. He knows he has it because I'm the type that I'm a big thinker, just like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I could see the big picture right away. That's why I wanted to join Bare Knuckle FC from the beginning. You know. And
Absolutely.
thanks for watching, guys. My wife's going live on Facebook there. So, but you know, another thing we was gonna talk about the fight. You know,
Yeah.
so the beef with me and Palomino is not squash. So we need a rematch, and I think David's gonna put it together. And
Yeah, you need
Palomino,
it. Yeah.
yeah,
I
How
was
could
going to ask
anyone?
y'all. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
It would be the biggest mistake in marketing history to not get a rematch from this.
you know, like I said, it was a gift for him that he think he won. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You as a champion, you fight like a champion. You fought scared. You know what I mean? Especially bare knuckle. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I had boxing gloves on, I tell you, I would have broke him down and knocked him out because I would have closed the distance with Mexico. Because it's a lot harder to close the distance with bare knuckle. Because
Yeah,
once
I
you
can
close,
see that. Yeah.
because there's the hands is so tiny, it will go right through your defense. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
there's a lot less defense. You have to do
Right,
slap defense, and I was
right.
noticing you doing that. You got that down. You're doing a lot of
Right.
good shit
Well,
with
I mean,
that.
I could do that, but you see the way Palomino is. I told you, Palomino and me are before I fought him. I said me and Palomino are the two best fighters in the whole company, and it's fact. It's fact. He's a champion for a reason, but I felt that I could beat him. That's why I wanted that fight. But like I said, even though he's a champion, I felt that I beat him. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, next time you make him come down to your weight.
He won't stand a chance. He wouldn't. He's
I know
too
he
scared
won't.
to do that. He's too scared.
I want to
that,
see
you know
that
what I mean?
though.
He's too scared. Like I said, a lot. He's calling me delusional and all these things. Now that he's not a big thinker. You know what I mean? I respect everybody. You know what I mean? I respect everybody in the organization because any man has a fighting chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as you believe it, you think and you believe it, and for him to belittle me and said I'm delusional, he's not a true fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, is your wife live right now?
Well, she's over here talking to me in Vietnamese, but yeah.
Okay.
You can hear, right?
Yeah, I think I can hear her in the background there.
Oh, so you speak Vietnamese too?
Just a little. I'm not. I just know a few words. I know mostly the bad words.
my wife said that Palomino runs too much. A true champion doesn't run, and you want to be the.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say something for our Vietnamese audience. Palomino is Condi.
Condi.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll let that be a little inside joke for the people who understand Vietnamese.
Hey, can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was going to tell you, hey, man, everybody, people's been messaging me saying, are you going to fight 145 title? I know you're about to get off, but any shout outs y'all want to give, y'all can end it however you want. But somebody asked me, was you going to fight for the 145 title? So I was like, hell, I asked him, and I'm going to pop off, guys. It's been killer, guys. Just
absolutely, brother. The 145 pound title. Like I said, I wanted to be 3 divisional champion. I wanted to get Palomino's title, but the judges didn't give it to me. If the title is available for 145, I'll take it. And then, like I said, my plan was to fight Conor McGregor. And they kind of ruined my plan. Because Conor would have been interested in fighting me if I had all those belts.
He probably would.
Yeah. Palomino is not 2 divisional champion. He's 1 divisional. He can't even beat the 135 pounder. So don't even talk about him.
No. If there was just one person, one kind of new guy that I'd love to see you fight, and I don't want you guys to hate each other, but I would love to see you guys fight as two people who mutually respect each other. It's the new guy, David Diaz. He's been in all the advertising lately. You've probably seen him. He's
I like David. David is a friend of mine. I like David. He has a lot of heart. I like him.
I love David. Ever since I saw him fight, I've been a fan. And I want to see him fight again.
I love everybody. I love everybody who loves me back. Like that. I don't disrespect no fighter. I mean, if the fans want to fight, we would love to make it happen. But David, I think he has a big dream too. I hope him success in this sport. Yeah. Because this is a tough sport, and you want to make the most money as possible. And right now, the company is growing. So as long as the companies keep growing, so there's more money to be paid to the fighter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Another thing, David told me that they're coming out with a reality TV show. I think a network picked it up. Yeah. So hey, that's gonna blow Bare Knuckle FC up, man. That's
absolutely will.
Yeah.
So wait, I know you got to go soon, so I want to squeeze this question in there real quick. With Bare Knuckle Thailand opening up, that being a little closer to your roots, do you have interest in going over there?
I would love to go there and visit. Maybe like I said, I like to be a part of Bare Knuckle FC someday, or some Bare Knuckle promotion, because like I said, I have a lot of knowledge, in this fight sport. And like I said, I would love to be a part of combat sports, of anything bare knuckle, So whatever leads me to, I will. Right now I'm a fighter, so I have to keep that focus as a fighter. So if the door opens up in Asia, Vietnam,
well, you may or may not know this, but recently boxing's become legalized, officially for the first time in Vietnam, actually. And there's a bunch of different promotions opening up. Bare Knuckle's not open over there yet, but they do have Victory Sports 8. And I asked them about Bare Knuckle. They said, "Oh, Dat Nguyen, we're a huge fan of Dat Nguyen over here." So they know you over there, as you may or may not know. And if they were to open anything up, you might be able to be the guy that could open something up in Vietnam.
Yeah, I would love to start that journey. You know, I mean, like I said, I speak fluent in Vietnamese, so I speak fluent in Vietnamese. So my wife speaks to me in Vietnamese. All my kids are Vietnamese.
Do you have the Southern accent, or are you central?
I'm central. I'm central.
Oh, okay.
My mom
family from Hue?
was. No, actually not Hue. My wife is from Hue, but I'm from near Saigon. So.
Okay. Like Benoit?
Đạt nói tiếng người Nam á.
Okay.
So like người Nam like the north side. Oh no, not north, the south side. Yeah. Yeah. He speaks Vietnamese a little bit, honey.
Awesome. Do you think you would ever wear some shorts with the old school South Vietnamese flag on it?
You know, I did at one point when I first started my boxing career, but you know, right now I don't want to stay in politics because Vietnam is still divided.
Yeah, they are.
You know, like I said, last time I tell you something. The last time I fought bare knuckle was when I fought Travis Thompson. I had the North Vietnamese flag on, and I got people death threats. They call him David for death threats. So it's better to just keep politics out of it. You know what I mean? I want to represent all Vietnamese people if they want to watch me, but. You know, I don't want to bring politics.
All right, well, okay, here's a compromise then. Your name is Nguyen, right? What if you wore the flag of the Nguyen dynasty? Because that's been gone for at least 100 years.
Right. Maybe that's possible. I don't think anybody would care if I did that. Yeah, that was cool. That's a good idea. I might reconsider on doing that.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. I love what you do with your walkouts. It's some of the best in the game.
You know another thing. You know, my son is 5 years old, right? And he walked out with me when I fought Bevan. He was 4 years old then. And we planned. I said, look, you're going to walk out. My son Legend right here. So basically, I told him, look, we're going to walk out with me the next one too. And guess what? When I fought Palomino, they came to my right before I walked out. They said, look, my son cannot walk out with me. I was like, no, I don't care who said it is. They told me the commission don't allow him to go. It's bullshit. You know what I mean? You can bring anybody on stage with you. Don't tell me that the commission don't allow this. They distract my focus. You know, right before I fight Palomino, right before my walkout, they block me. They distract my focus. It's just terrible. Why did if David doesn't want me to take my son out, he has my cell phone. Just send me a text.
He can tell you
I
himself.
Respect that. I would respect it because he's the owner of the company, and I respect. That's why I fight for his company because I respect him as a person. You know, that's why I
can't believe they said that because it's probably the most loved. It's at least like top 3 most loved walkouts of all time. Like most people would probably say.
That's what I'm saying. They try to ruin my focus and concentration.
It's so wholesome too.
Right. You know what I mean? I think my son walks out with me. It makes the company even better.
It gives it a better face. Yeah,
it cools the mood down. You know what I mean? I mean that way it don't look so brutal and violent. You know what I mean? And I mean the sports is already violent. But, let's calm the mood down a little. You know, let's I like to go in there and show the art of bare knuckle. You know, don't kind of be like. I mean, a lot of people want to, like, Parliament, we talk about killing people in the ring and all this, but don't even mention that stuff. You know what I mean?
Especially after what happened with Justin Thornton. I don't think it's a good idea to be mentioning killing people in the ring like it's some joke.
That's what he said. He said. If he fights me, he will kill me in the ring. He hit me. Like, but this guy is just crazy, man. This guy, that's why I don't like him as a person because of that. Right.
All right. Well, I think we need to wrap it up right now, but I really want to get you on my show again if I can at some point because I've loved talking to you, and there's so much more I want to cover about just your life in general leading up to this and then where your future's going because, I mean, there's a lot to talk about with you, and you're definitely, like, one of the fighters that I'm most interested to learn more about. And I'm really appreciative of you talking to me. I'm glad that I'm one of the actually first people to get to talk to you after the fight happened. That's like a huge honor for me.
Thank you, man. I could feel the love from you, and I feel positive vibe. You know, a lot of the time, like people interview me, they basically just hating, and I thank you for taking the time out and giving me this little time to say something about myself.
Yeah, well, I'm on your side here, and my Vietnamese audience, I'm sure, is also like a lot of them are big fans of you. So it's gonna be great to just have that focus be on you, because I've talked about you a lot with them in private. Just during our English lessons, I've talked about you because 24/7 I got bare knuckle running in my brain. So of course I'm going to talk about the greatest Vietnamese fighters step in the ring. Just getting to talk to you here is just a real honor, and I hope I get to meet you in person one day.
That would be my pleasure, brother. Hey, inbox me anytime, and
Yeah,
when I get a chance, I'll respond to you, brother.
Oh, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, man.
My pleasure, brother.
Do you have any more shout-outs you need to give for your sponsors?
I want to thank all my sponsors. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to speak at the end of the fight. I want to thank Toyota of Vero Beach. Some of my sponsor like CKP promotion, Jimmy Fisher, Carolyn Williams. He's a realtor here in Vero Beach, and a couple other sponsors. What other sponsors I have? Yeah, I don't remember all of them. I had it all wrote down, so now it's like just instantaneously, But yeah.
All right, man.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, peace to you, Mr. Dat.